Welcome to YWAM St. Mark, Haiti.
God has a vision for this city, to see the city of St. Mark transformed.
Can Christ transform a city? Can the gospel message really penetrate in such a way that it can totally transform everything about a community? Yes, He can. God is doing a work in St. Mark. As we move out in faith, believing God for the 200,000 plus souls in this city, we are seeing Him change lives and transform a community. We came here with a desire not just to have a little mission. In fact, my prayer was, God, I don't want to see just another mission. I want to see You transform a nation. And so when we looked at St. Mark, we said, God, how do You transform this city? How does the gospel penetrate in such a way that every life in the city is affected? And that's how it began. We began to strategize not on how to build a four-wall mission, but how to take a whole city for God. We got into television broadcasting through a crusade. I went to the television station and I said, listen, I want to do a live broadcast because not everybody can get into our crusades. I want to do a live broadcast of the message of gospel, prime time. What will it cost me? They told me this enormous amount of money. I said, come on. I did the Haitian thing and bartered them down to half the price they originally said. But then, when they finished, they had done such a good job, I gave them the original price they asked for. The TV station owner, the producer, not Christian, were dumbfounded. Why are you doing this? And I said, because the gospel of Jesus Christ isn't cheap and you did a good job. Thank you. Next time we did a crusade, I asked them again, can you help us? They quickly said, yes. And they gave me a fair price. This time I paid that fair price, but then I tipped every one of their cameramen and everyone that was on the site. They were overwhelmed. Then I did one more crusade. On the third crusade, they came out again. And I remember one night the producer came to me after everybody had left. He was on stage and he was pacing back and forth. And he said, Terry, your message, it's different. I said, what's different? What are you talking about? He says, you do what you say. This is different. This is hard for me. And I said, Lufian, who is a TV producer, would you like to accept Christ? And right there on that stage at the crusade, he accepted Christ. And after that, he opened the doors for us to be on TV. Right now, if I have a message for the city, I can call him. He will come with a cameraman. 15 minutes later, he'll interrupt a movie to broadcast my message if I feel it's that important for the city to be aware of a situation. And we've already tested it and we've already done it. Now we run weekly broadcasts talking about what God is doing and bringing transformation, rallying all people to come together and be a part of the work of Jesus Christ, accepting Christ and living out the principles of the Bible.
Now I'd like to turn your attention to the market God gave us to operate from 2005 to 2008. In 2005, we were given the opportunity by the city administration of St. Mark to begin to operate the community market. This market was in devastation. There was a building or structure, but there was no working plumbing, there was no running water, there was no electric. With trash everywhere, cattle being killed on the ground, this market had great potential, but it had no one that understood how to make it function. After we came in, we cleaned the place up. We did all kinds of improvements to the market. We trained butchers. We established security, built tables. We added to the market by building a roof because we felt that we wanted to make a tangible impact with the gospel, with biblical values and principles in the city of St. Mark. And the most common place that everyone would go to would be the market itself. As a result, we have seen a mentality shift. Finding meat was a chance. Now, it is expected to be able to find good, healthy meat. On November 30th, we concluded our contract, passing the market back to the city. The current administration is very corrupt in many ways. We felt like we accomplished our goal. Our goal is not to come to Haiti and run a market. Our goal is implement and model how things could be. The administration has abandoned it, and it's caused an outcry in the city, a demand for change, a demand for transformation. Before, people were content to buy their meat in the mud. Now, there's a demand for wholesome, healthy meat in the city. In 2006, we moved from the market to actually taking on the goal of cleaning the whole city of St. Mark. It was a challenge that God gave me, and as youth of the mission, clean the mud. God, was going to reveal His love for the people of St. Mark, how He desired to clean them on the inside of all the muck of sin. Many people reflected and said openly and out loud in the city streets, this is what God wants to do in our hearts. That's what started the Clean Hearts, Clean Hands project. And then we began to get calls to put them in private homes, and people began to actually pay to have their garbage, something that was never heard of before, but to pay to have their garbage removed from the city and not thrown in the ocean like in times past, but it was taken to a landfill that was designated by the national government of Haiti. As we continue on and reflect through 2008, what we saw was an incredible mentality shift. People understand today in St. Mark that it's everyone's responsibility to keep our city and our streets clean. Where people began to understand the importance of healthy meat, of a healthy market. This, coupled with our preaching on the television and radio of the importance and godly principle of how to run a market, shifted a mentality in our city. And we're happy to see that mentality change. The gospel of Jesus Christ is not just an emotion, it's a lifestyle.